everyone, welcome to Homeschool, and we are with the chapter Electricity, where we started discussing many concepts. And in our previous video, we have discussed everything about the resistance, why resistance is so much important in a circuits, and what duty does a resistance do, right? Everything. Formula for resistance, resistivity, differences between resistance and resistivity, and we have also solved some models on resistivity, right? Solved some numericals. Fine. And today's class is a very important class for board examination point of view. So listen with utmost concentration. So we are discussing resistance of a system of resistors. So what does this mean? It's nothing. See, as I already told you in a previous class, so each and every equipment doesn't need same amount of current, right? Some equipment needs less current, some need more current, so which will control the amount of current passage in the circuit? Resistors. I told you we will be using resistors. Whenever an equipment wants very less current, what we will be using in a circuit? So-called resistors. So these resistors actually create resistance in a circuit. So once there is a resistance in a circuit, the flow of current will not flow in a faster way. The path of current flow will become slow, right? It becomes less. So that way, we got to know the importance of resistance. So actually, many electrical gadgets need combination of resistors. We just don't use one resistor to create a resistance in a circuit. We would be taking so many resistors and we connect them together in a circuit, right? So such combination of resistors we are going to deal in today's class. Clear? So before that, I will just show you a circuit diagram including resistor or resistance. So we all know normal circuit diagram. It will have a battery, isn't it? And then a switch would be there, closed switch indicating circuit is closed. And then some device would be there, right? Now instead of a device, like I will take a resistor. So this is how the resistor is indicated in a circuit. So this is a resistor having a resistance R, right? Okay, so just now I told you many devices need combination of resistors. So normally resistors can be combined in two ways. So remember the point, resistors can be combined, okay, in two ways. So what are the two ways? One is you can combine them in series as well as you can also combine them in parallel. Okay, that means you can connect different resistors in series, you can connect different resistors in parallel also. So we are going to study how we can connect them in series, how we can connect them in parallel, what happens in a series resistors, what happens in a parallel resistors, all of them we will discuss in detail, right? So what I would like to write here is resistors can combine in two ways, right? So what are they? Series combination and parallel combination, right? So what do you mean by series combination, combining in series? Say, let us see a circuit diagram for series combination. Actually, this is also important for board examination point of view. So how do you show a circuit diagram of series combination? It's very simple. It's normal. You have a switch, isn't it? So observe carefully here. Look at here. Say I am taking three resistors. This is one resistor, second resistor, third resistor. Okay. So this is a resistor of resistance R1. This is another resistor of resistance R2 and this have a resistance R3. And this is our voltage, we know. So this is our main power supply, which is a battery, and this is a switch. Okay. And now how does our current flow? Positive terminal to the negative terminal. We know the direction of flow of current, right? So this is the direction of flow of current. Okay, and now if you want to measure the amount of current flowing in a circuit, what is the device we use? Ammeter. So show ammeter here. So this is our ammeter that we kept for measuring current in a circuit. Fine. And now if you want to measure the voltage that is present in this circuit, you have to connect the voltmeter. So where do you connect the voltmeter? Across the two ends of a wire. Clear? Actually, you see, this is one end of a wire, this is another end of a wire. You also have, actually, I'll take this as point A, okay, and this as point B. This is also across the resistors. You see, here you will have one kind of electric pressure. Again, here you will have another kind of electric pressure. Okay, so definitely in this position, in this area, you will observe difference in the electric pressure. So difference in the voltage, if you want to find out, you can connect voltmeter here, right? And connection of voltmeter is always parallel, right? So this is parallel connection of voltmeter. So this is a circuit diagram of resistors in series. So this is the circuit diagram of resistors in series. So series in the sense what? Resistors connecting to end. They are coming side to side. Okay. So if you are connecting resistors end to end or side to side in a single circuit, in a single path, I can say a single path, such a connection, such a combination of resistors is series connection. Yeah. So now what do you mean by parallel connection of resistors? That is also very simple. Say this is our battery, positive terminal, negative terminal, okay, and this is our switch, closed switch. See here, see, this is one resistor, okay, and this is second resistor. This is our third resistor. See the way we connected? Here the resistors are parallel to each other. They are not coming in a single path, right? They have taken a diversion here. All the three resistors are not connected end to end. They are not coming in a single path, right? Their path is different. So this is what we mean by parallel connection of resistors. So this is the first resistor of resistance R1. This is our R2. This is our R3. Okay. So now direction of current you have to show. So current would pass to this resistor as well as this resistor, and again it will come back, in this direction, right? Fine. So this is our direction of current, that is I. So this is our voltage. And if you want to measure the potential difference across the resistors, so this is one point, this is another point. So definitely here you will observe electric pressure difference, that's voltage. If you want to measure the voltage across these ends, definitely what do we introduce? We introduce voltmeter. Okay, so show the voltmeter connection here. This is point A, this is point B. So this is a circuit diagram of parallel combination. Okay, so even circuit diagrams of series and parallel also can be asked. So this is how you have to draw and show, right? Series in the sense resistors are connected end to end in a single path. Parallel in the sense resistors are connected parallel to each other. Okay, they doesn't come in a single path. So this is what we are going to study. See, today's class is all about series combination. Okay, see what happens for the current when it flows through these resistors. Will the current that is flowing here remains the same as in R1 resistor, R2 as well as R3? Like say for example, 0.1 amperes of current is flowing here. Okay, so how much of current you observe in R1? How much of current you observe in R2 resistor? How much of current you observe in R3 resistor? Will it be same as this value or something different? This is what we are going to discuss. And also we are discussing the voltage difference. Okay, so what is the voltage of this particular resistor and what voltage you find in this resistor as well as this? What is the relation between voltages observed in these resistors as well as the total voltage? Okay, and later this is the resistance. See, R1 is the resistance of this particular resistor, R2 is the resistance of the second resistor. But how much is the total resistance in a circuit? So all this we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, so let us start studying everything about series connection. Coming to the combination of resistors in series, say we have taken three resistors here, which is having a resistance of R1, this is having a resistance of R2, and this has a resistance of R3. And see, A and B, these are actually the ends of a resistor. You would observe certain potential difference. That means electric pressure difference would be there in this resistance from this point to this point. Okay, so to measure that, there is a voltmeter connected parallel. And again, in the same way, between the points C and D, you would observe voltage. To measure that, you have a voltmeter. Similarly, E and F are the points of the third resistor. You would observe certain voltage. To measure that, we have this voltmeter. Okay, and let voltage of this resistor is V1, voltage of this second resistor, let it be V2, voltage of this resistor, let it be V3. Okay, fine. And now this is the total voltage that a battery is giving a push for the movement of electrons, right? So here we have a total voltage and the total current is flowing here, right? Fine. And now the question is, say for example, you have 1 amperes of current, okay, generated out of this particular source. So how much amount of current will flow through R1 resistor, R2 resistor as well as R3 resistor? Will the current flown in R1, R2 and R3 equal to the total current, or will it be different? Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss actually. In case of series combination, you know, our total current I is always equal to, see, let I1 be the current flowing through this resistor, I2 be the current flowing through this resistor, and I3 be the current flowing through third resistor. So observe carefully, the I is always equal to I1, which is equal to I2, which is equal to I3. That means the current remains constant throughout the circuit. Okay, see, if 1 amperes of current is generated, this 1 amperes of current will flow through R1 resistor, it will flow through R2 also, and it will flow through R3 also. Okay, that's why we say what happens here, current remains constant. Okay, current value will never change in a circuit. So you would be wondering how this can happen, right? How a current remains same throughout the entire circuit when you have three resistors combined together, right? Let us have one water analogy here. I am comparing with water. Say, imagine you have a thick pipes, okay, where water is flowing, and somewhere here the pipe has become very thin. Okay, fine. And again a thick pipe, again somewhere at some region the pipe has become thin. Okay, so again, like you have a normal sized pipe and here you have a big pump. Okay, a big pump. Okay, so this pump is sending actually 20 liters of water. How much? 20 liters of water is flowing throughout the pipe. Okay, so the 20 liters will flow here, the 20 liters will flow here, the same 20 liters can flow through this narrower pipe also, but it is slow. Okay, the passage of water through this narrower pipe is little slow, but it flows, right? But it flows. The same concept here, if 1 amperes of current is flowing, that same 1 amperes of current will flow through these resistors also. The thing is, it will flow little slow, that's it. Okay, see, the 20 liters of water will flow throughout the pipe. Okay, whether it is fatter or somewhere in the middle, the pipe may be thinner, right? So here, it's like a resistor. Okay, this narrower pipe is something like a resistor, and flow of water is nothing but your flow of current. The pump compare with the source. Okay, pump is actually pushing the water to flow in one particular direction. Okay, so pump compare with the battery. This is pushing the current to flow. Okay, and this particular area is nothing but your resistors. The 20 ml of water, as it is flowing this side, it can flow through the narrower area, right? So the same concept here, the amount of current that is generated will flow throughout the circuit, okay, in a constant way. So that's the reason we normally say the current remains constant throughout the circuit when you connect the resistors in series. Okay, so this is a very, 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 very important point. Okay, and now let us see what will happen for the voltage. Okay, see here, for example, imagine here you have 2 ohms of resistance. Okay, so this resistor has 2 ohms of resistance, and here you have 3 ohms of resistance, and here you have 4 ohms of resistance. Okay, just can you able to think of the amount of voltage that is shown in a voltmeter? Will it be high or less compared to the other resistors, or the voltage remains same as the original one? Actually, voltage will get distributed in the resistors. Okay, so you will not have same voltage as that of the total voltage. Actually, you found the same amount of current flowing, right? Of the total current. See, total current is this much produced in a circuit. The same amount of current is flowing everywhere, each and every resistor. But this is not true in case of voltage. Okay, so voltage is actually getting distributed to every resistor. But how it is getting distributed? Is the voltage getting distributed equally or differently? I mean, total voltage is 6 volts. So how many volts you will observe here? 2, 2, 2 or 2, 1, 3 or something like that. Right? So this is the biggest question in front of us. One thing is very clear that voltage is not remaining a constant. Voltage is getting distributed in the resistors. Okay. So let us first write that point. Voltage, potential difference or voltage V is getting distributed. Okay, in a resistors. Actually, why it get distributed, why it is not remaining constant is because their resistances are not similar. Okay, some resistor has very less resistance and some other resistor has very high resistance. See, this guy has more resistance. What does this mean? You have more disturbance to the flow of current. You have more disturbance for the flow of current in this resistor. So you want the help of voltage. Voltage is what? It is giving a push for the movement of electrons. It has to give a push for the movement of current flow, right? Since you have more resistance in this resistor, you need more push for the flow of current. Same amount of current flows, but you need more push here because in this region you have more disturbances to flow of current, right? So this is how, see, it's the voltage is just like a friend for the flow of current. Okay, so current is finding difficult to flow here because the resistance is very high, opposing force is very high. So this current requires the help of voltage more in this case. Okay, so more the resistance, more will be the voltage shown in that particular resistor. Okay, so this is how initially we got to know voltage is getting distributed. Actually, why it is getting distributed is because each and every resistor has different resistances. Resistances in the sense disturbance to the flow of current. So the guy which is having more resistance require, say in that area, in that particular region, more push is required for the flow of current. Okay, so that's the reason, where do you find more voltage? More voltage you would observe in this particular resistor. Okay, and less voltage, where do you observe? Less voltage is observed, across this particular resistor, because the resistance of this resistor is just 2 ohms. Resistance is very less. That means disturbance to the flow of current is very less. When there is less disturbance, current can flow more easily, right? So then you don't require the push from the potential difference, right, from a voltage. That's the reason less voltage is sufficient for the flow of current in this region, right? More voltage is required to push that electric current in this particular region. Okay, so that's why different resistors show different voltages when they are connected in series. Okay, this is very, very important point. And actually, the total voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, the total voltage only will get distributed across the resistors according to how much amount of resistance they have. Clear? And can you able to tell me what may be the value for V3, V2 and V1? See, total voltage is 6, right? So how do you make the voltage 6 here? How much value of voltage you will give here, here and here? You can actually guess, right? Say for example, I will give more resistance is there. So this resistor will take more voltage, right? So I would be giving here 3. Okay, 3 volts. This may show 3 volts. And here this may show 2 volts. This may show 1 volt. Okay, see why it is showing 3 volts? Because more resistance is there for this resistor. Okay, say combine 3 plus 2 plus 1, ultimately 6 volts. Okay, you will not find extra voltage in a circuit. Whatever voltage you are giving, no, the same thing would be there. But it is distributed according to how much amount of resistance is found in a resistor. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. So always remember, total voltage is always equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 only. But never, you will never observe V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V3. No. So the amount of voltage that you observe depends on the amount of resistance that a resistor has. Okay, so these are the 2 points which you have to remember, and these points are very, very, very important for board examination point of view. Okay, fine. And now let us try to find out the total resistance in a circuit. Okay, total resistance, how much can be there in a circuit? Okay, so how do you get a total resistance? Logically thinking, if you add the resistance of all the 3 resistors, that would be the total resistance, right? But for the board examination point of view, you have to derive this. So let us see the derivation of finding the total resistance in a circuit. Yeah. Observe here, we got to know total I is equal to I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3. Yes, there is no change in the current. Current remains constant throughout the circuit. But our voltage, total voltage is always is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, right? Fine. And we know our Ohm's law. What is our Ohm's law? V is equal to IR, right? V is equal to IR. Apply Ohm's law for each and every resistor. Write down. Applying Ohm's law for every resistor. Okay, fine. So when you apply Ohm's law for the first resistor, what I can write? V1 is equal to I1 R1. Okay, anyway, I cannot consider I1, I2, I3 since it is constant. You know, if you would have considered just I, it is more than enough. Okay, it's not that you have to consider I1, I2, I3. It's a constant, right? So just I R1. V2 is equal to I R2. V3 is equal to I R3. Okay, so this is the Ohm's law I applied for each and every resistor. Each and every resistor has its own voltage, its own resistance, right? So these are the relations. Fine. Consider this thing as equation 1. Okay, and this is equation 2, this is equation 3, this is equation 4. Now substitute equation 2, 3 and 4 in 1. Okay, so total voltage total voltage is equal to IR, right? IR. So what I will write? V, instead of V, I will write IR, because V is equal to IR. We know it's Ohm's law. Fine. So this is total current and this is total resistance in a circuit. So since the resistors are connected in series, the total resistance I will represent with RS. Okay, fine. And now what is V1? V1 is IR1, right? And what is V2? V2 is IR2. V3 is IR3, right? And what do you get? IRS is equal to I common. So you would be getting R1 plus R2 plus R3, right? And this I cancels. So what is your total resistance in series combination? It is the sum of the individual resistances of a resistors. Okay, so this is a formula to calculate total resistance of resistors that are connected in series. Okay, or you can say total resistance that is there in a circuit. Okay, so what is this RS? Total resistance. Total resistance in a circuit. It is always equal to the sum of the individual resistances of resistors. Okay, so this can be asked for 3 marks for the board examination. So very easy, nothing is there. You just have to know I is constant and total voltage is equal to sum of the individual voltages on resistors, right? And then apply Ohm's law for everything. Substitute in this, you get RS is equal to R1, R2 and R3. R1 plus R2 plus R3. Clear? Fine. So that's all about the various concepts regarding the combination of resistors in series. Okay. So one point you have to keep it in a mind that I is always constant. Another point is voltage is getting distributed, and that too all the 3 resistors will not show the same voltage. The amount of voltage that they show always depends on the resistance. Okay, more the resistance, more voltage is required, because more resistance in the sense more disturbance to the flow of current. So more push is required. So in that case, more voltage you would observe. Say this particular point is very important, because conceptual questions can be asked on this. So now let us discuss about few numericals. Coming to the first question, an electric lamp whose resistance is 20 ohms. There's an electric lamp, but it has a resistance of 20 ohms. And a conductor of 4 ohms. There is another conductor, but it has a resistance of 4 ohms. That means it is a resistor. So what is the definition of resistor? A conductor which has an appreciable amount of resistance, isn't it? Conductor which is having a certain amount of resistance is called as resistor. Okay, so you have a resistor of 4 ohms. You have an electric lamp, but it has a resistance of 20 ohms. Both electric lamp and this particular resistor is connected in series. Fine. And they are connected to a battery of 6 volts. That is total potential difference. Total voltage of a circuit is 6 volts. Calculate current through circuit. That means total current that is passing in a circuit they are asking. And voltage, that is potential difference across electric lamp as well as conductor. Okay. So you have to find out electric lamp's potential difference across electric lamp and also potential difference across a conductor of 4 ohms. Okay, first let us draw a circuit diagram so that you get a complete picture. Fine. So what and all you have? A conductor which is having 4 ohms of resistance. That means it's a resistor. Okay, conductor with this much amount of resistance, in the sense resistor. How do you indicate resistor in a circuit? This way. And you also have a lamp. Okay, you also have a lamp, and this lamp has a resistance of around 20 ohms. Okay, fine. And these are connected to a battery. Okay, there would be some switch. That's it. This is a simple circuit. And what is the total voltage? V is equal to 6 volts. Okay, and you have to find out what I you should find out. Okay, and actually this is R1 and this is R2. Let us take R1 as 4 ohm, R2 as 20 ohm. Okay, so what is the first question here? Current through circuit. So you have to find out total current. Ohm's law. So what is I? So what is main Ohm's law? V is equal to IR, right? So they are asking I. So V by R is equal to I. So what is voltage here? Voltage, total voltage is 6 volts. But how much is the total resistance? Here, when you are finding total current, you want total resistance, right? That means RS. So what is RS? RS is equal to, it is connected in series. So total resistance in a circuit is equal to, two resistors are there. One is R1, other one is R2. So RS is equal to, R1 is how much? 4 ohms and R2 is 20 ohms. So RS, total resistance that is there in a circuit is 24 ohms. Okay, so we got to know RS. So that RS you substitute here. You have to be very careful. Okay, in taking RS value, say you have to take RS when current is asked, total current in a circuit, right? So V by R, V is a total voltage, not the individual voltages of each resistor, right? It is a total voltage and total resistance. Total resistance you don't know, you have to find out, right? So 6 volts divided by 24 ohms would give you your current. Okay, so that is 0.25 amperes. So what is I here? 0.25 amperes. Clear everybody? Fine. First question is over. Now what's the second question? Potential difference across electric lamp. That means let the electric lamp's potential difference is V2. Okay, we took its resistance as R2. No, let its potential difference V2 and this potential difference of this resistor is V1. So they are asking what is V1 value and what is V2 value. Clear everybody? So how do you find V1 value here? What do I1 R1. So I1, I is equal to I1 is equal to I2, right? In case of series, because the current is constant throughout the circuit. So what is I? Just now we calculated, that is 0.25. And what is R1? R1 is how much? 4 ohms, right? So 0.25 into 4 is 1. That is V1 voltage we are calculating now. So V1 is equal to 1 volt. That is, if you have to calculate voltage across this particular resistor, you would be getting 1 volts of voltage. So similarly, you should calculate V2 also. So what is V2? Same, I2, R2, I is constant, right? So 0.25 into R2, that is 20 ohms. Okay. So 0.25 into 20, that is 5 volts. V2 is 5 volts. That is potential difference across the lamp is how much? 5 volts. You see here, you can observe one thing here. What is the total voltage given? 6 volts. See, add V1 plus V2, 5 plus 1, 6. Right? See, in a series, what is the main thing? V is equal to V1 plus V2, right? It is satisfied. You can cross check your answer like this also. And also, you see, potential difference across the lamp is higher. Potential difference across the conductor is lower, because you see the lamp's resistance 20 ohms. You see the conductor's resistance 4 ohms. What I told you, what is the concept? More the resistance observed in a resistor, more would be the voltage taken from a main source, right? More is the push that you require to overcome that disturbance, isn't it? See, you got 5 volts here. That means because this lamp has more resistance. You got 1 volt here because this particular resistance is this particular resistor has a resistance of only 4 ohms, right? Say this, actually this is how you have to cross check your answers, and this is how you have to apply your knowledge also, right? Okay, so this is your NCERT problem. Coming to next problem, this is one of your board problem. CBSE board problem. Study carefully. Study the following circuit. Yes, this is the circuit they have already given. See the total voltage 3 volts. One resistor has 10 ohms of resistance, another one has 20 ohms of resistance. Okay. What you have to calculate is the current flowing through circuit. Yes, total current that is flowing through circuit is what you have to calculate. And later, potential difference across 10 ohm resistor. Okay, fine. So first, let us consider 10 ohms as R1. Consider this as R2. The voltage of this particular resistance is V1. This is V2. So what you have to calculate? Potential difference across 10 ohm resistor. That means V1 you have to calculate and I you have to calculate. This is the question. First, let us calculate I. Ohm's law, right? So V is equal to IR. So V by R is equal to your I. So what is the voltage given here? 3 volts. And what is the resistance? Total resistance. Careful. Total resistance, right? Total current you are finding. So you have to take total resistance. You can't take this value or this value. Add both the values. First find out RS. RS is equal to R1 plus R2. So 10 plus 20, that would be 30 ohms. Okay. So 30, 1 by 10, that is 0.1 amperes, right? I is equal to 0.1 amperes. So this is your total current. First question is over. Now coming to the second question. What is the second question? Potential difference across 10 ohm resistor, right? That is V1. So V1 is equal to I1 into R1. I is this I itself because I is constant. 0.1 into 10 ohms, right? So what is the voltage you will get? 1 volts, right? So your V1, that is potential difference across 10 ohm resistor they asked, your answer is 1 volt. Yeah. So this is your one of the board questions. Coming to the third problem. Very easy. What is the maximum resistance? That means total resistance, which can be made by using 5 resistors, each having 1 by 5 ohms of resistance. Okay, so what is the given thing? 5 resistors are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, some circuit, it's having 5 resistors. So each and every resistor has how much of resistance? 1 by 5 ohms. This has 1 by 5. Here 1 by 5. Here 1 by 5 ohm. 1 by 5 ohm. 1 by 5 ohm. What they are asking? Maximum resistance in a circuit. That is total resistance. Right? So here I am giving a solution here. So what is total resistance? RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 plus R5. Right? So R1 is what? 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5. 1 by 5. So how much do you get? 5. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So RS is equal to 5 by 5. That is 1 ohm. Okay. So this is another board question. Okay. So 2 models I have shown you. Some more models are yet to come in the last video, that is challenging questions. Clear? So that's all about the different concepts that you have to remember on the resistors which are combined in series. Okay. So here 3 points are very important. I remains constant. Voltage gets distributed. So total voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, how many ever resistors are there. And then total resistance RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, sum of the resistances of all the resistors. And one thing you observe here, total resistance is always higher, okay, compared to the resistances of individual resistor. See, all these problems we have solved, you can observe that, right? So here coming to this problem, R1, this resistor has 4 ohm, this resistor has 20 ohm, but the total resistance is 24 ohm. Total resistance will always be higher compared to the resistances of individual resistors. This point you have to keep in mind. Okay, point looks very simple, but you should keep in mind because the next topic is combination of resistors in parallel, where the concept is exactly opposite, right? So we will meet up in the next class with a concept that is combination of resistors in parallel, which is going to be a very, very interesting thing. Okay, please subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in an easier way and in a detailed way. Thank you so much.